Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Mark Buchholz, and I'm really excited that you give us the opportunity to introduce our concept to you. Most of you already know our concept, as I'm aware, but I'm pretty sure there are some new aspects of it. And yeah, welcome to participate in this event. Um, Over the last 3 years, we developed a private label portal. We have our second relaunch now 3 months ago. Yeah, we can see the potential that it develops in the market. Yeah, perhaps it is a good possibility to enhance our network. We regard ourselves as the global matchmaker for private label, and we do that via the search engine marketing and the searches for private label industries via the internet. I shortly introduce my team to you. Catherine from marketing, Thomas, the head of sales, and Hanif also in the sales department. If you have any questions, you can also type them in the chat. He will then answer them to you. So let's talk a little bit about the pain points of the private label industry. Capacity issues, minimum order quantities, certificates that are needed and required by the customers, the country of destination to which the product has to be shipped, or restrictions to the sales team itself, and the proportion of leads realized versus contacts of sales departments. So if you go to a grocery shop and if you look at private label products in general, there are plenty of qualifying leads, which basically can ensure that you that you can really use the capacity of your manufacturing lines. So the question is how to find the right manufacturing line or the right customer for the corresponding manufacturing line. And I'm pretty sure there is plenty of demand for every line, and we will give you now the opportunity to understand if there is a second approach or another approach, how this issue could be solved. But before we saw that, I hand over to Catherine, who will talk a little bit more about the general trends in the private label industry. You're on mute, Catherine.
Thanks, Mark. So last year we went to PLMA's World of Private Label in Amsterdam. It is the largest private label event in the world. So it is a good reflection of the industry overall. And there we surveyed just over 300 manufacturers in order to gauge the market at that time. And many in that period were still recovering and continuing to feel strain from global supply chain issues. At least 90% of those who we talked to responded with experiencing some kind of supply chain issue or unexpected cost. And as a result, we're having difficulty finding new business and reaching capacity. This year, however, when we asked the same questions to around 1,000 plus manufacturers we contacted with, made appointments with, and had discussions with, we found that most were at or almost to capacity and experiencing less complications in their supply chains. But understandably, though, they and their clients were more reluctant to supply or outsource to regions outside the EU economic area or Europe overall, if they themselves were located in Europe. So though the industry is almost completely healed post-pandemic, businesses are more careful with where they source and supply than ever before. And then the biggest challenge then has been, in particular for customers, especially this year, finding partners within a certain proximity who can produce highly specific products with all of the desired attributes. And this could also be a reason that we found more manufacturers were bracing online presence this year at the PLMA of those 1,000 people compared to the 300 last year, where they admitted around 29% of those 300 plus people admitted that the absolute furthest extent of their online presence was just limited to having a web page. And many more this year admitted to using third-party online services designed to provide them further exposure to their target market. So not necessarily just marketing, but any service that would help them expand their reach. But what about those looking to buy private label? Well, purchasing managers are people too, and about 73% of those involved in final buying decisions are millennials or young people. So when the traditional go-to channels for finding suppliers doesn't work, many within that generation, myself included, turn to the internet, specifically search engines. And a study by Gartner Research, they are a company that has done market research for over 40 years, and they are a $5.5 billion company. So they have quite an extensive track record of providing high quality research for major corporations. Found that 33% of all B2B buyers desired a seller-free experience, and only 17% of time they spent was meeting with potential suppliers in person when considering a purchase. So if you've ever searched for a B2B service on your own, like I have, you've probably had the same experience of researching your own options, overseeing the reviews, and customer comparisons, going over price options. And then when you're finally interested enough and you've gathered enough information on your own, you contact the service or product provider yourself, and all without a salesperson or sales representative being in the middle of that. But that's the behavior we see for now. What about the future? According to Gartner again, by 2025, on the next slide, 80% of B2B sales interactions between suppliers and buyers will occur in digital channels, and 80% is very significant. So in addition to that statistic, on those in purchasing, wanting that seller-free experiences, it actually climbs up to 44% for younger people who don't want sellers involved in their sourcing experience. And those are increasingly the people who are taking more positions of authority within the purchasing department. So it is something to keep in mind. Within the market overall, premium private labels, one survey found that showed despite the cost of living and inflation increases, 42% of global shoppers find it important to occasionally splurge on those high quality products. So we can't discount those entirely despite the inflation. But however, when that inflation starts to normalize again, it is likely there will be price wars between brands seeking to recapture the lost market share and remain competitive. So here are 3 trends for the future that can set you apart. Diversifying with digital selling tools. So replicating those traditional forms of selling within a digital space and engaging customers where they may be online will increasingly become the industry standard, as we saw from the statistics of purchasing manager behavior. Sales enablement and convenience was marked as a critical priority by those major corporations interviewed by Gartner, especially within the last year. And sustainability is another huge trend, especially with those people wanting to source within their own regions. Sustainability is consistently growing shopper demand, but at any price. So customers find it worth the investment. And it is predicted that by 2030, half of the world's population will be eco-natives in their personal behavior and shopping decisions. And they will account for a potential revenue of 1,000 billion revenue for FMCG. But the end customers are not the only ones focused on sustainability. A major benefit of customers or wholesalers, your customers, wanting to source locally is to cut down on their own carbon footprints and their logistics costs. So it's ethical and financial. And then number 3 is indicating the value growth. So while there is some skew in comparing value growth figures due to inflation-led price hikes on private labels, and they're typically smaller margins, there remains a clear signs of consumers still steadily favoring private labels over major brands in several global markets. Products that are multifunctional or consist of multiple in-demand attributes will be seen as having higher cost versus value ratio and will stand out from the increasing competition as more manufacturers delve into e-commerce and become more online. So now we talked about the current market, the future market. How do we fit into all of this? And I will let Mark go ahead and give you a little summary of how we started and where we are.
Yeah, thank you very much, Catherine. Yeah, so how did we decide to create the PLP? Well, for 15 years, I was responsible as a COO for 5 to 7 plants in Europe and Asia. Excuse me, for producing spices, soups, sauces, all kind of concentrated taste, like seasonings and so on. And during this time, I also took over the responsibility of our private label division and the procurement department. And for the private label division, we tripled the packaging capabilities and turnover within this time. And nevertheless, we had a vacant capacity. The deviation of the customer requests got bigger and bigger at the same time. So we had more and more packaging formats. We had different capacity requirements for the products, different certificates and different countries of destination. And further, we were struggling with the limits of our sales team itself. And this was not enough. Coming along was the one additional major challenge. And this was the massive impact of the internet also in the private label sector. If you look at a procurement department, if you have younger people in this department and they don't know whom to call if they're looking for a new product, the first thing that what they do is they go via a search engine. And I think this is a trend that is throughout all the different industries and all the different countries in the world. The younger the people, the higher the likelihood that they look via a search engine for issues and topics that they are missing. So how could we react? We made a decision at that time that we are going to heavily invest in search engine marketing. We built up a new web page, we marketed it, and so on and so on. And it was a quite substantial investment at that time. And within 18 months, we allocated the biggest sales pipeline in the history of the company. Further, we were able to fasten up the process from first contact to first order. And we received hundreds of leads for other products like shoes and margarine and so on and so on. And because we received so many other leads where people were asking us to help them source their products, we decided to build a platform which automatically then can connect customers with manufacturers. And how this whole thing is working and what our unique selling propositions are, Thomas will elaborate that a little bit more.
Thank you, Mark. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming today. My name is Thomas Connor, and I'm the head of sales here at 3B Private Label Portal. And yes, Mark's vision was to create a brand new, unique sales channel for private label manufacturers like yourself. As Catherine discussed, the trends moving forward are going to be towards digitalization, towards online searching for products, and B2B operating online with less and less customer interaction and less reliance on traditional sales channels. So at 3B, we really pride ourselves on providing a new, unique, and strong sales channel for your business to find new customers in the private label sectors. Because we know that sales channels can be limited, that was one of the other reasons we created the portal. And there are two ways really looking forward to participate in the online sales channel via search engine marketing. And it would be for a manufacturer to go about it by themselves as an individual company, and then needing to hire the right people to market and maintain the campaigns, which would also add a lot of time needed for their sales team to process all of these inquiries, searching through them to find the higher quality ones. Or we have offered our service to aggregate all of these manufacturing partners together to join us and create this large, broad, private label search engine campaign that creates a really large amount of customer inquiries. We're currently in the sales department seeing over 15 customer inquiries daily and creating upwards of 10 qualified leads per day. And so this is really a sales channel that can drive your future growth and give you a sustained competitive advantage in the private label industry. How we do it is through our online search engine marketing and search engine optimization. Now, for over 2 years now, our marketing experts have been learning all about the industry through trade fairs, trade publications, staying up to date on trends and numbers, and our own internal knowledge of what our customers are seeking. Through this knowledge, they have applied, of course, their search engine skills, which Catherine will dive a little bit deeper into, to create a large aggregated search campaign that is spread among multiple manufacturers. So the benefits of joining us are your costs will be significantly lower while achieving higher results as opposed to running a campaign separately on your own. And at the end of the day, we know what's extremely important for you, the manufacturer: sales qualified leads. And that is what we create. And we take our time. We always reach out to each customer individually, usually having multiple conversations where we work with them to define their product search by over 20 attributes. We know that it's extremely important to make sure that the customer can define what they're looking for, allowing us to match them with the right manufacturer who can ideally provide the product that they are looking for. We know there's no such thing as a perfect match, but we strive to create great matches daily. So we make sure the customer knows what product specifications they want: vegan, halal, organic, conventional, etc. What manufacturer certifications they require, usually based on what country they will be selling in. If they need any help with logistics, if they have experience there, or if they're inexperienced. And if not, we ideally would like to partner them with a manufacturer who can help them on that end. And on and on. Packaging requirements. Our sales team does all the heavy lifting for you to make sure that this is a fully qualified sales ready lead, which we have found to have a much higher conversion rate, even having first time interaction conversions, which is quite rare in the industry. And as a recent example, one of our manufacturing partners in the beverage industry, we have just within the last 2 weeks received quite a large lead for canned soda beverages, over 3 million units. And the problem the customer ran into was his current manufacturer had reached full capacity. So he found us through our search engine marketing, said, "Hey guys, I know what I want, this is it, but I need more capacity." And himself and our partner manufacturer are already holding a meeting next week, and the deal is moving along quite quickly. So that's just one example of how we operate efficiently, saving your company time and money. And next, I will go over the subscription options for you, the manufacturer. First of all, on our website, hopefully you've had some time to look over it. If not, feel free to, whenever you have some time, check it out. On the top, you'll find the manufacturers tab, where you can see all of this information we're explaining today, and you'll have the opportunity to register as a manufacturer. You will also find our online marketplace. This is where the sales team posts all fully completed qualified leads once they are ready to go and ready to go live. So you as a manufacturer have the option to purchase a single lead, at which point we will hand off the full customer details, the full details of the lead, and offer to hold an introductory matchmaking meeting with you and the customer. But what really excites us at 3B and what we really feel adds the most value to your manufacturing business and creating the highest potential for future growth and competitiveness is our subscription options, which we have 2 of those. For the product promotion, you'll be able to add your primary product category to our existing search engine marketing campaign. After discussions with our marketing team, we will search for the best keywords, taglines, what search volume is trending in your category, and do everything that we can on our end to get the best results, which is the best customer traffic coming to our website through your product promotion campaign. Now, all of these inquiries that are received and turned into qualified customer leads will be yours and exclusively yours for 14 days. That's one of the great benefits of being a subscriber in the product and the manufacturer promotion. And only after you decide to pass on a lead for whatever reason, then we would post it live to our marketplace. For the manufacturer promotion, we offer you the opportunity to have your own landing page on our website, on our online portal, where you're going to be able to display all of your capabilities, all of your certifications, all of your production capabilities, specifics as far as MOQ, product attributes that you can produce. And for this, you can promote up to 3 primary product categories on our search engine marketing campaign. And for the pricing, the product promotion starts at $795 a month, and the manufacturer promotion, $2,385. And a lot of you might be familiar with search engine marketing and how much these campaigns can cost, but imagine a manufacturer deciding to start a new promotion from scratch and not having any marketing experts on hand, needing to hire the marketing expert, start the campaign, start the funding for the campaign, and then the time that it takes to really get it rolling and get the type of quality inquiries you want. And that's not even to mention the time that it would take the sales team to sift through the inquiries that aren't good enough or don't match your specifications, or for whatever reason you can't work with. And so we pride ourselves on being more efficient, having a broader aggregated search campaign across the entire private label industry, and allowing myself and my sales team to do the work for you and qualify these leads. And when we hand them over to you, we have found that the conversion rate is very, very high compared to a raw inquiry that might come in through, say, your website, an inquiry form or an email, anything of that nature. And so the product and manufacturer promotion is the best way that you can join us and benefit from our platform. And we dedicate all of the funds towards increasing our market reach, having a broader, stronger campaign, creating more customer inquiries across private label products, and growing our network and continuing to solidify our position as an expert in this exclusive sales channel of qualified leads through the private label industry. And a little bit more on how the search engine marketing works in some more technical terms, I will pass it off to Catherine, our marketing manager.
Thanks so much, Thomas. So to go into more depth as to why our search engine marketing campaigns are so effective in helping you find new quality customers, we run what we call aggregated search engine marketing campaigns, or search engine marketing SEM, across multiple partners, resulting in our campaigns being more effective than what individuals marketing on their own could achieve. So by pooling resources and targeting a larger audience, those aggregated campaigns achieve economies of scale at a lower cost per click. This also allows for stronger, more visible presence in search engine results, which translates into increased quality traffic and leads for each participant. And of course, the participants only experience a fraction of the costs because it's all shared. So less cost, higher effectiveness, and more quality leads. The click-through rate, or CTR, of an SEM campaign or search engine marketing campaign can vary depending on factors like industry, placement, keywords, but generally a higher CTR indicates higher quality ads. So the ads that are being interacted with the most, Google is wanting to boost them because the target audience is engaged more. And across all industries, on average, the CTR of around 2% or higher is considered successful for SEM campaigns. However, our SEM campaigns consistently generate click-through rates of nearly 3% and oftentimes above 3%. Furthermore, our team stays up to date with the latest search engine optimization trends, or SEO for short, and major search engine algorithm updates to ensure that our campaigns are optimized for success. We use strong targeted keywords, SEO strong ad copy, SEO being search engine optimization, and search engine optimized landing pages to drive effective traffic and generate those quality leads. Our team also conducts regular analysis and testing to continually improve and get the best results for our clients. And we'll go ahead to the next slide to just give you an example of one of our campaigns that performed well. As you can see, the CTR there is at an 8.3%. This campaign has been running for several months, but this, as you can see in the corner there, it started on April 14th, this snapshot in time. So within the last month, we were generating over 500 clicks, over 6,000 impressions, and that's a very good ratio of people actually interacting with that ad. So we did very good in the non-alcoholic drinks campaign, for example. So by subscribing to our SEM campaign, you can focus on your core competencies and leave the marketing to us. And this frees up your time, and specifically manufacturers of private labels time and resources, to focus on what they do best, which is creating high quality private label products. So in conclusion, our aggregated search engine marketing campaign, or SEM campaigns, are an effective and efficient solution to help you find new customers and utilize excess capacity. So hopefully that clears up how it kind of works, why we're a bit different. And again, for those who maybe joined a little bit later, for the research to suggest that 80% of B2B buyers will be on online channels by 2025, it is very important. It's absolutely essential to have an online presence, and these search engine marketing campaigns really help you to do that in an effective way. But that's it for the search engine marketing. Of course, if there's any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments. But for now, I will allow Mark to wrap us up.
Yeah, thank you very much, Catherine. And we are already closing in for this online event. Thank you very much for attending our webinar. We appreciate your time and the interest in our company. If you have any further questions, you can stay in the chat for longer, or we are happy to make an appointment with you directly via the webpage, for example. At 3B, we use the analogy of bees working together, and that's exactly the point. Many bees working together through shared campaigns, aggregated search campaigns, will allow us to move forward in a better way, in a more efficient way, to accomplish common goals. Thank you very much for attending, and we're closing in then.
Thank you all very much for your time.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep, thank you, everybody. We really appreciate your time.
Any questions here at this part? Okay. Okay, thank you.